What's good, y'all? This your boy Blak G 92. Now, like I say, hope everybody, before I get started with this review of two different musical projects that came out within some months from each other, I like to say, hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving yesterday. I know I did. Had some good food, good drink, and the itis just kicked my ass. I know kicked a lot of people's asses. So, hope everybody stayed safe and had a jolly time with their loved ones and all that good shit. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot of y'all probably have leftovers because I know I do. So got quite a bit of leftovers still. And man, it just knocked me out again and had me a short nap. And also for those I couldn't get in contact with, I like to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And of course, hope y'all have a great Black Friday when it comes to shopping or recovering from the night before. I like to say that for everybody. Let's follow my channel and also follow my social media accounts, which also will be posted in the description box below. I like to tell everybody those two things. So, hey, hope y'all stay safe the remainder of the weekend because there's some festivities going on, especially in my city because I looked up on Soul Bar and they have like events going on with no charge. So if you're in the city, come through. I might even slide through myself probably tomorrow night, most likely. Depends on how I'm feeling. But if not, I can always get my drink on at the house. But anyway, let's get back to what y'all want to see me talk about, which is which is two projects at least months apart from each other. I'm going to start off with the first four songs. I'm still listening to this JuiceWrld-The Party Never Ends posthumous album. And supposedly it's supposed to be his last posthumous, and I somewhat hope it is because it's only but so much material you can kind of pull from the hard drive that JuiceWrld has recorded. And the man hasn't been as active with the music like for that long. You know what I mean? I don't care how prolific an artist is. Like, it's only but so much you can just pull from the archives. I mean, it's only a select few that have like maybe thousands upon thousands of songs in archives. Even then, it's like you got to think about like getting samples cleared and all that jazz comes with putting together not compilation, more so posthumous album. And I don't think JuiceWrld had that same issue from what I've read, but I like to definitely give my favorite two songs off the project thus far. The first four songs, I'm still listening to Cuffed, and Cuffed it's alright. You know, it's nothing to really write home about. Kind of has as usual, like kind of JuiceWrld type vibes to it, and of course as usual catchy, like auto-tune and not enhanced auto-tune, kind of enhanced vocals and verses and such. Because he's a good rapper, and I'll give him that. But once you listen to enough JuiceWrld, you kind of notice that a lot of it's related to like taking drugs and dealing with heartache, which I had no problem with at all. Like, because I've listened to artists that have rapped about like subject matter, more so like a select few subject matter, but I've kept entertained. But I guess with JuiceWrld, maybe since I'm not wasn't that crazy about him before he died, I guessing I wasn't really feeling the song this far. I still like it, Cuffed. I've still got a few more minutes to listen to it. But obviously, like I said, my favorite two songs I like to get out the way is to All Girls Are the Same to Insecure in parentheses with Nicki Minaj adding her verses and vocals on there. And she has a great singing voice, and kind of wish that Nicki just go ahead and put out an R&B album with just her singing. It'll just probably just blow up because of not only because of her name, but it's something that we haven't seen yet. You know what I mean? A full album with Nicki just singing, because she has a great singing voice. And this song right here kind of illustrates that point. And of course, she killed the inner verses, and it ain't like a complete blowout, because JuiceWrld's verses from Beyond the Grave sounds dope as fuck as well. And another song I like, which I've heard maybe a year. It feels like it's been a year since I've heard this, or maybe since it came out so early in the year. I just think it's been a year. But anywho, the Lace It joint with Eminem and Benny Blanco. And both JuiceWrld and Eminem came through with some very great verses. JuiceWrld talk about his struggle with addiction, and Eminem speaks on his struggles with addiction, how he managed to bounce back from it, going to complete sober, and just near the end of the verse, letting the younger generation know that he ain't here preaching, but he's just advising the same young men and women out there just to be careful, like this when you dabble in these drugs, because those habits can quickly grow. And like next thing you know it, next thing you know, it can lead to all this bad shit that often happens. Well, not often happens, but always happens when someone gets hooked on to any sort of drug or booze. You know what I mean? It just always turns out bad. And M speaks on those both perspectives because he did survive like a near-death drug overdose and went sober. Then went sober in 2008. Been doing so ever since. And pretty nice song. And it still holds up. And another song I also liked was Misfit. Pretty nice song, very catchy, get your head bobbing. And Party Never Ends, the title track, was a cool little start to the album. And of course, it shared the same title as the album. And I am looking forward to hearing what rest sounds like. But like I said before, it all depends how I'm feeling how I'm feeling and like how I'm feeling as such, if I don't got nothing else going on. So maybe this week I might finish listening to the album and give my overall thoughts and takes on how I feel about the remainder of the album. But thus far, it's starting off strong, the first 3-4 songs. And the other one being somewhat not bad, but nothing you really would miss or anything. But anywho, let's get to something that I have listened to in total and really enjoyed, which is Denzel Curry's King of the Mischievous South 2 mixtape. Well, it's been remade to an album because the version I've listened to on Spotify had a few new songs added on to I think 2 songs maybe added onto it, and almost like a deluxe second version of the same mixtape that came out like some months ago. This version of the album, mixtape album, however they describe it, came out this month, matter of fact, on the 15th. And it's made by Denzel. Did I say the rapper's name? I don't think, if I did not, it's made by Denzel Curry, representing Miami, Florida, and he's been in the underground since way back 2011, 2012. And he had to start with Raider Clan and like Space Ghost Perp, and had his big break back in 2016. Yeah, he was on the Double XL freshman cover band, just putting out amazing projects. From what I've read, seem like well received projects since. I've only listened to his first few mixtapes. He was still down with Raider Clan, the first King of the Mischievous South mixtape, and it was another one too, where it had Denzel Curry paying homage to Tupac's Strictly For My Niggas album cover. I forgot what the name of that tape is, but I'm gonna have to revisit it. And I heard a few songs off that EP made as well. I haven't heard his first official album yet, so I might still do some homework on that to listen to his previous projects, see how far he's came since starting out back in 2011 when he's 16 years old. You know what I mean? So that's how young he was. Of course, he started rapping way earlier than that, but like 16 when he kind of was putting out his own projects as such with Raider Clan and Space Ghost Perp. But back on this specific project, King of the Mischievous South 2, well worth the wait, and it was a very solid follow-up to his first mixtape when he first came on the scene. It has an intro, outro made by Kingpin Skinny Pimp, who was a well-known legend in the Memphis rap scene, and it would have been nice if he dropped a verse. But hearing him talk on like both the intro and outro, kind of like being the little host of a cassette tape, you know how those throwback mixtapes used to have like a host on there just talking near the beginning of the project, near the end of the tape, and it starts rewinding and such. And I'm gonna let you know my favorite songs. All the songs are damn near just amazing. But I can name you like one of my favorite songs off there is like the Cold Pimp with Ty Dolla $ign and Juicy J, especially Ty Dolla $ign hook. Like dude knows how to deliver a catchy hook, and Juicy J channeling his pimp persona on this track, and sounds very good alongside Denzel Curry, who's also been inspired by Juicy J's group 3 6 Mafia, which is a good look for them both. They definitely did their thing on the track, and it was another song, Still in the Paint. And based on the clips I've seen on Spotify, I was listening to the song. And of course, it samples Waka Flocka's Hard in the Paint, which came out in 2010. I was like, okay, it's a good little homage to the original song. And all the Denzel and the other two rappers, Laser Dem 700, and BK the Ruler come through with some hard verses, did their thing on the track. Hoodlum's another favorite song of mine. Got amazing, like dark ass beat, get you hype. With ASAP Rocky doing this thing, because he kind of rapped in that same style, kind of was rapping over the same style of beats that Denzel Curry's rapping way back when, around the same year. Crazy how this things go full circle. And it's also significant, and it's already long as fuck, so I'm going to speed things on up. But anyway, it's very significant seeing ASAP Rocky on, I don't know, Hoodlums, also ASAP Ferg on Hot One, which is another highlight on this album. Is the fact that the ASAP Mob and Raider clans were beefing at one point, and to see seeing members of ASAP Mob collaborating with someone that was down with Raider Clan on the same album, it's definitely very significant if you have any idea about their past and such, how they start off being cool, and then each group camp collective were beefing at a certain point, then it fizzled out, and you got people from both kind of members from like Raider Clan doing tracks with the ASAP Mob and such. It's very dope, because hey, it's more money be made together than going at it with one another. And of course, Acting Damn Fool, like, was a crunk ass song, lives up to the title, with Duke Deuce and Slim Gorilla did their thing on there. Black Flag Freestyle, Mexican OT, hot track. And Mexican OT continues to prove to me that he's one of the best like newer faces that came out in the scene this year. And I might speak on his, I think it's a Texas Technician album. Let me look it up on my phone. I hope it's enough info. I give you enough information about these projects, but the entire album has, like I said, the entire album is dope. It has a mixture of the throwback 3-6 H-Town type of vibe to it, kind of updated for a newer sound, for a newer generation and such. And if you listen to it, you think it came, you probably would think it probably came out back in the 90s or this year, because this sounds that good. The album sounds that good. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of Denzel Curry or people that are in his lane, or if you're a fan of Juicy J, Project Pat. I recommend this album highly. And what was the prod? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Texas Technician. That's the one that, what's the name? Mexican OT dropped earlier this year. I might do a review on that. And if I had to give like Denzel Curry's King of the Mischievous South Volume 2 a rating, it would definitely be, I'll give it about a 4. Very solid album from start to finish. The skits, one interlude was pretty nice. The intro and outro made by Kingpin Skinny Pimp, in spite of us missing a verse. That's the only reason I brought it down, because Skinny Pimp should have gave us a verse. It was pretty nice. It was good to kind of see him pass the torch on to someone that's much younger than him, that's keeping that sound alive and such. So it was a good look for the OG, kind of putting on for the young G. So shout out to Skinny Pimp for that. And of course, all the features did their thing on the verses and the guest features and the hooks. But anywho, what else? I'm going to wrap this on up. Let y'all know to follow me on my social media accounts, and also hit that donation, not the donation, hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned what I have in store. This your boy Blak G 92, about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.